How physicist Russell Targ used ESP to beat the market. Have you ever found yourself questioning the predictability of the stock market, thinking it's just a game of chance? Well, what if we told you about a guy who thought otherwise? Someone who defied the odds and played the market using something a bit unconventional. Meet Russell Targ, a physicist with a knack of exploring the uncharted territories of remote viewing and extrasensory perception. His story is not your typical Wall Street saga, but rather a curious blend of science, intuition, and financial triumph. Buckle up for an intriguing tale about Russell Targ, the man who used psychic powers to outsmart the stock market and strike financial gold, or silver as the case may be. What are remote viewing and ESP? Before we dive into Targ's exploits, let's take a moment to understand the basics. Remote viewing is essentially about perceiving information related to a distant or unseen target. Picture it as the ultimate mental Google Earth. On the other hand, extrasensory perception is like having a sixth sense. It's the ability to gather information beyond the usual five senses. Both these phenomena often get lumped into the category of psychic abilities, a realm that scientists love to debate about. Stanford Research Institute experiments. In the groovy 70s and 80s, Russell Targ, a physicist with an inquisitive mind, found himself in the midst of groundbreaking experiments at the Stanford Research Institute. His playground? The exploration of psychic abilities, especially the enigmatic world of remote viewing. Together with his colleagues, Targ crafted a method known as controlled remote viewing. It wasn't just a fancy term, it was a game changer, a technique that has stood the test of time and is still in the psychic playbook today. What made these experiments stand out? Well, they actually worked. Targ and his buddies weren't just dabbling in mystical realms, they were onto something tangible. Remote viewing, far from being dismissed as mere hocus pocus, revealed itself as a real and repeatable phenomenon. The results weren't just a bunch of coincidences. They were statistically significant, making skeptics raise an eyebrow or two. Government sponsorship. Success has a funny way of attracting attention, and in Targ's case, it led to a lasting romance between the government and the Stanford Research Institute. This wasn't a casual fling. It was a full-blown relationship that eventually turned into government sponsorship. Picture this. The Cold War was at its peak, and Uncle Sam wanted Targ and his crew for a special mission. The mission? Spy stuff, but with a twist. They wanted to use psychic powers, and thus the Stargate Project was born, a classified endeavor exploring the military and intelligence potential of psychic phenomena. Now here's where it gets interesting. Targ and his partner, Hal Puthoff, handpicked individuals who exuded psychic vibes like Ingo Swann and Pat Price. But fate had its own plans. When Pat couldn't make it to a session, Targ stepped up to the plate, and lo and behold, he aced it. This unexpected turn of events sparked something in Targ, leading him to a new frontier. On his own and trading silver. After years of playing the government's psychic superhero, Russell Targ decided to go solo. His interest took him to an unexpected place, the stock market. Could remote viewing be the secret sauce to predicting stock trends? Targ was about to find out. Silver became his testing ground. Armed with psychic abilities, Targ started predicting silver prices, and to everyone's surprise, including his own, he consistently outperformed the regular analysts. In one particularly juicy experiment, he forecasted silver prices over several weeks, raking in over $120,000 with 9 correct forecasts. It was a financial jackpot. But as with many ventures, there were hurdles. The following year brought its own set of challenges, but Targ wasn't one to back down. In 1995, he fine-tuned his approach, incorporating error detection into the mix. The result? Remote viewers accurately predicted the outcome of the silver market 11 out of 12 times. Convinced that he was onto something big, Targ chronicled his experiences and the science behind it all in a book titled The Reality of ESP, a physicist's proof of psychic abilities. Russell Targ's journey might seem like a script from a sci-fi movie, but it unveils the incredible potential of the human mind. His experiments didn't just scratch the surface of psychic abilities. They illuminated the possibilities and potential applications. In a world where skepticism often casts shadows over unconventional ideas, Targ's story stands as a reminder that sometimes the road less traveled leads to the most profound discoveries. So there you have it, a physicist's venture from the lab at Stanford to predicting silver prices with psychic powers. We hope the story piqued your curiosity. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, Targ's journey is undeniably fascinating. If you've got thoughts or questions, share them in the comments. Thanks for hanging out on this wild ride.